Our objectives in this lesson are the following. Identify patterns found in art and nature. Describe a sequence. Classify sequences as finite or infinite based on their structure and number of terms. Determine the next term of a given sequence, including a Fibonacci sequence. And describe the rule for finding the next term in a sequence. But before this, here is the answer in the extra problem I gave in our previous lesson. Kindly comment down if you got it correct. Now, let's have an activity, spot the pattern. Look at the pictures. What do you notice? Is there a repetition? A pattern? This is sunflower seeds in a spiral pattern. This one is pineapple skin. Notice that the patterns are repeating. This is a woven basket, and you can see that there is also a pattern. While this one, floor tiles, also has repeating patterns. How about this one? What is happening between the terms? Can you predict the next number here? Can you tell me the rule or the pattern? Mathematics is the language behind these patterns. Today, we'll explore how to describe and analyze them using sequences. So let us define some terms that we're going to use in this lesson. Let's start with sequence. A sequence is simply a list of numbers arranged in a specific order following a rule. For example, we have here 5, 10, 20, 40, and so on. Our next word is term. Term is each number in the sequence. So for instance, in the sequence 5, 10, 20, 40, the numbers 5, 10, 20, 40 are the terms. Now there are two types of sequences. The first one is the finite. If it is finite, a sequence has a specific number of terms. It has beginning and an end. You can count all the terms. It stops at a certain point. Let's have an example. So this sequence has four terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it ends at 28. The second type of sequence is the infinite sequence. An infinite sequence has no end. It goes on forever. It keeps following the same rule endlessly. You can describe the rule, but you can't list all the terms. Let's have an example. 3, 9, 27, 81, and so on. So this sequence keeps multiplying by 3 and never stops. Notice these three dots here? It is called ellipsis, and it indicates that the sequence goes on forever. Let's continue with some more terms. We have the position or index. This is the place of the term. First, second, third. For example, we have 3, 6, 9, 12. This is the first term, this is the second term, third term, fourth term, and so on. For the notation, in general, we use a sub n to denote the first term, a sub 2 the second term, a sub n as the nth term. Our next word is rule or pattern rule. This is how the sequence is formed. Example, in the sequence 15, 12, 9, 6, the rule here is to subtract 3. 15 minus 3 is 12, 12 minus 3 is 9, 9 minus 3 is 6. There is a special type of pattern and it is called Fibonacci sequence. Of course, it is named after Leonardo Bonacci, commonly known as Fibonacci. He was an Italian mathematician, considered to be the most talented Western mathematician of the Middle Ages. In the Fibonacci series, the sequence where each term is starting from the third term is the sum of the two preceding terms. Let me show you. So starting on the third term is the sum of the two preceding terms. 1 plus 1, that is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13, and so on. If you are curious if there is a formula, there is. F sub n is equal to f sub n minus 1 plus f sub n minus 2. F sub n is the term you are looking for. F sub n minus 1 is the preceding term. So for instance, you're looking for the next term. F sub n minus 1 is 13. And then f sub n minus 2 is second to the last term, and that would be 8. So you just have to add these two, add 8 and 13, you'll have the next term. Let's have an activity. What comes next? Okay, number 1, the sequence is 4, 7, 10, 13. What do you think is the next number? If your answer is 16, then you are correct. How about this? 3, 6, 12, 24. What do you think is the next number? That would be 48. How about this one? 1/3, 1/6, 1 over 12. What do you think is the next number? It is 1 over 24. How about this sequence? 1, 4, 9, 16. What is the next number? If your guess is 25, you got it right. How about in this one? How many dots should be placed here? It should be 5 dots. Another one? 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. What is the next number? Yes, that is 21. Number 7. 1, 8, 27. What is the next number? If you got 64, then you are correct. Number 8. 2, 6, 4, 12. What do you think is the next one? If your guess is 10, then you are right. Number 9. 2, 5, 10, 17. The next number in the sequence is 26. And number 10, 5, 9, 15, 23. What will be the next number here? That is 33. If you want to know how did we arrive with the next number in the sequence, stay tuned and be a detective. For this activity, we just have to state the rule of the sequence. Let's start with number 1. From 4, it became 7, then 10, then 13, then 16. So the rule here is to simply add 3. 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13, and 13 plus 3 is 16. In number 2, from 3 to 6 to 12 to 24 to 48, the rule here is multiply by 2. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 24 times 2 is 48. Number 3, 1/3, 1/6, 1 over 12, 1 over 24. What do you think is the rule? That is to divide by 2. 1/3 divided by 2 is 1/6. 1/6 divided by 2 is 1 over 12. And 1 over 12 divided by 2 is 1 over 24. Number 4, from 1 to 4, 9, 16, and then 25. What do you think is the rule? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. It is the squares of consecutive numbers. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and 5 squared is 25. Okay, number 5, what is the rule? So in each row, the dot is increased by 1. So each row increases by 1 dot. Let's continue. Number 6. From 2, it became 3, then 5, then 8, then 13, then 21. This is a Fibonacci sequence. Yes, you just have to add the previous two terms. 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 8 is 13, 8 plus 13 is 21. For number 7, 1, 8, 27, then 64. What do you think is the rule here? This is cubes of whole numbers. 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64. How about number 8? This is quite tricky. Number 8. From 2, it became 6, then 4, then 12, then 10. From 2 to 6, that is an addition of 4. From 6 to 4, that is a subtraction of 2. So if I'm going to add 4 again, 4 plus 4 is 8, not 12. So it means my pattern is wrong. What else could have happened from 2 to 6? You multiplied 2 by 3, so times 3. Then from 6 to 4, you subtract by 2. If I'm going to multiply this again by 3, 4 times 3, that is 12. And if I'm going to subtract this by 2, 12 minus 2, that is 10. So it means my pattern is correct. So this is an alternating pattern. You have to multiply by 3, then subtract by 2. How about number 9? 2, 5, 10, 17, 26. What is the rule here? From 2 to 5, that is an addition of 3. From 5 to 10 is an addition of 5. From 10 to 17 is an addition of 7. From 17 to 26 is an addition of 9. So what do you think is the rule? 3, 5, 7, 9. The rule is add consecutive odd numbers is starting from 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. 17 plus 9 is 26. 3, 5, 7, 9 are consecutive odd numbers. And last one, 5, 9, 15, 23, 33. From 5 to 9, it's an addition of 4. From 9 to 15 is an addition of 6. From 15 to 23 is an addition of 8. From 23 to 33 is an addition of 10. So what do you think is the rule? 4, 6, 8, 10. The rule is add consecutive even numbers is starting at 4. So you have 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 plus 8 is 23. 23 plus 10 is 33. Now let us try this. Michael completes 15 push-ups on day 1 and increases 5 push-ups each day. Determine letter A, how many push-ups on day 5, and letter B, what is the total number of push-ups after 5 days. So on the first day, we denote it as A sub 1. Michael completed 15 push-ups. So A sub 1 is equal to 15. And each day, it is increased by 5 push-ups. So A sub 2 or day 2 would be 20. A sub 3 or day 3 would be 25. A sub 4 or day 4 would be 30. And A sub 5 or day 5 would be 35. Okay, so this means there are 35 push-ups on day 5. Letter B, what is the total number of push-ups after 5 days? We just have to add the number of push-ups each day. 15 plus 20 is 35. 35 plus 25 is 60. 60 plus 30 is 90. And 90 plus 35 is 125. So 125 push-ups after 5 days. Let us do extra challenge. Carlo wants to buy a mountain bike worth 8,500 pesos. He starts saving 100 pesos in the first week and increases his savings by 100 pesos every week. Letter A, how much will Carlos save in the sixth week? Letter B, how much will he have saved in total after 6 weeks? And letter C, in which week will he be able to afford the bike? Okay, so on the first week, Carlos saved 100 pesos. Week 1, 100 pesos. And this increases by 100 every week. So it means 200 pesos for week 2, 300 pesos for week 3, 400 pesos for week 4, Week 5 is 500 and 600 pesos on week 6. So letter A, how much will Carlos save in the 6th week? Carlos' savings in the 6th week will be 600 pesos. Letter B, how much will he have saved in total after 6 weeks? All we have to do is to add all the savings per week, and this will be 100 plus 200, 300, 300 plus 300, 600, 600 plus 400, 1,000, 1,000 plus 500, 1,500, 1,500 plus 600 is 2,100. So Carlo will have saved a total of 2,100 after 6 weeks. Let us answer letter C. In which week will he be able to afford the bike? Remember that after 6 weeks, Carlo already have 2,100. So we're going to continue for week 7. So week 7, 2,100 from week 6, and then 700 for week 7. That is 2,800. For week 8, 2,800 plus 800 savings on that week, 3,600. On week 9, 3,600 plus 900 savings for that week, 4,500. Week 10 is 4,500 and a savings of 1,000 pesos, 5,500. Week 11 is 5,500 plus 1,100 is 6,600. How much is the bike? 8,500. Not yet enough. Week 12, 6,600 plus 1,200 for week 12, 7,800. Is still not enough. Week 13, 7,800 plus 1,300 for week 13, 9,100. And yes, that is enough. So Carlo will be able to afford the bike in the 13th week. Now, what if the kind of problem is looking for week 100? Are we going to do this tedious task? Of course not. That will be reserved for our succeeding lessons. For the summary, here are the things that we learned in this lesson. Take time to understand this. Now, it is time to check your understanding. Pause this video for more time. Let us answer. Find the next term and state the rule of the sequence 4, 9, 19, 39, 79, and what's the next number? From 4 to 9, that is an addition of 5. From 9 to 19, that's an addition of 10. From 19 to 39, that's an addition of 20. From 39 to 79, that's an addition of 40. Do you see a pattern? 5, 10, 20, 40. The next would be an addition of 80. So if we're going to add 80 to 79, the next number is 159. Then what do you think is our rule here? What's the pattern? We add a number that doubles each time, is starting from 5. So 5, you double that, that would be 10. You double that, that's 20. You double that, that's 40. You double that, that's 80. But wait, from 4 to 9, that could also be multiplying 4 by 2, then adding 1. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. From 9 to 19, that is multiplying 9 by 2 and then adding 1. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1 is 19. From 19 to 39, that is multiplying 19 by 2 and then adding 1. 19 times 2 is 38 plus 1 is 39. So far, so good. From 39 to 79, that would be multiplying 39 by 2, 78, and then plus 1 is 79. Now, let's see if the next number would be 159. 79 times 2 is 158. plus 1 is 159. So we get the same answer. The next term is 159. So if that is our pattern, what is our rule then? The rule is to multiply by 2, then add 1. Now you might ask, is that possible? Two answers in one problem? Yes, it is. Think of it as different methods, same result concept. In mathematics, patterns can be described in different ways. What matters is that your rule is consistent and correctly generates the sequence. Gets? If you find this lesson helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. Share this video to reach more learners and subscribe to support the channel. To help you truly master this topic, here is an extra problem for you to work on. Take your time and apply everything you've learned. Watch out for my next video where I'll reveal the answer with complete solution. Keep practicing, keep learning, and as always, you've got this with Mom C Cube. Our next lesson is sequences and series.